Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on Red Dead Redemption 2 online. In this one I thought I would go through the Bounty Hunter expansion and what future content we could have past that. So yeah, the Bounty expansion, which added 10 new roles as well as the Outlaw Pass 4, has been out for a good wee while now, a month or two I think. But yeah, and from what we see and what's been leaked within the game files, it looks to be that a trader expansion is going to be the most likely next DLC that we're going to get, which is expected to come out around March time. What will come after that more than likely trader expansion, which will hopefully expand upon the trader role, as well as I think it's going to give us liveries to the hunting wagon and make trader much more higher in value than it sort of has been, because like for anybody who has a lot of money, there's not a lot of point in trading. If you've ever been maxed out, you might as well just bounty hunt for gold to, you know, be ready for the next update or whatever. But you know, there's a lot of content in Red Dead that could happen and hopefully will happen. But I did have some ideas for that. So going into it now, considering what's been added to the game so far, we have, you know, roles, and that's been sort of the main focal point of additional content for a good long while now. I think what's needed next in terms of an expansion is an expansion to the Land of Opportunities missions, which could then, you know, have content that we could have at the end of it, such as properties. Even though, honestly and truly, for the life cycle of Red Dead, I don't think properties should be coming in the next update. I think by the end of this year is a realistic time for me to maybe be thinking about properties, and even at that, I don't think it'll be anything like ranches or, you know, mansions and that. Even though it's been discovered within the game files, I think it'll be a lot more of a low-key and a more subtle approach to properties in the end. But what they could do is include a Land of Opportunities expansion, which will hopefully finish out Jessica Leclerc's story, you know, what's already been set up within Red Dead Online that'll hopefully be expanded upon, and you know, that ties up that end, and that allows them to have more story missions coming forward, not held back by Land of Opportunities or the timeline of it being in 1989, and that means we can move on and experience new stories, which is a good way of segueing into new content. But for this Land of Opportunities expansion, I thought would be a good idea was, after we complete it, you know, do all of our missions and that there, instead of any immediate monetary bonus, have upgrades to our camp become available. So this could include things such as, you know, having it so that our tents aren't just there for aesthetic purposes. Like, obviously you can go in and sort of roam around your little camp tent, but it's nothing you know, exceptional, and they could change this by having further upgrades to tents, which could have, you know, buffs or like an actual place that, you know, we can sit in and interact with and have interactables within, which I think would be a really good idea just for the immersion, if nothing else. Because they added some good stuff with the last camp expansions, which had, you know, had the extension of the campfire, the stew pot, and all the rest of the Camp of Trader. So something like that could even come in the next upgrade, in the next update with traders. But whether or not Rockstar would go that far to have that with just a 10 roll upgrade, I don't know. But I think they should, to be fair, with what we have already. So going on from that, and you know, that sort of idea of having a camp upgrade and stuff, you know. But you know, we'll stay on that for a minute. In terms of a camp upgrade, you know, we could have different things, you know, as I say, interacting within the camp, and having your own tent that you can sort of sit in, maybe close your tent up, have options available within the tent, which I haven't exactly thought everything out, but it would be a good idea anyway. Have it be more like a home space than just a point where you change your clothes. Another idea of having this do, which could be also tied to the Jessica Leclerc missions, would be the ability to add a second character. Much in the same way GTA Online, you can have two characters for your one online profile. But they could go a step further with this and have our second character be in camp. And I know this has been suggested by a lot of other people before, but you know, it's a very good idea. You know, you could have it so that you could have at least 2 tents within your camp at any given time. And moving on from that, we could have Crypts have his own camp as well, and you know, that could be a way of extending on Trader as well, because give Crypts a place to stay. Maybe he has time for producing supplies is more, maybe supplies last longer. You know, there is ways to go there. So either having a second character in camp, having Crypts have his own tent in camp, like a dedicated camp, a dedicated tent in camp would be beneficial. And then for the second character, if we're not playing as whatever given character that we happen to be playing as, that other character can, you know, roam around the camp and just sort of be an idle NPC, and you could do an emote at that character, and they'll like respond with a similar emote or something along those lines. Now, another idea I had going into camp upgrades would be us to have an area where we can play poker, such as we did in the storyline. This can include the other games as dominoes, have Five Finger Fillet, and you could also add other games. You could add checkers, drafts, such like would be also beneficial to have. And, you know, play against Crypts, play against the second character, you know, just as more and your friends, and have that be like a fun little activity that can be done within the camp. Other things we could have would be like a practice area, such as like dummies or targets, you know, that we could shoot at, fire at, practice melee on. You know, it's just like a little fun little side activity, you know, to, you know, test our Deadeye, make sure it works properly and all that there, you know, see if we're happy with a build would be beneficial. And another thing they could do, which probably won't happen within this generation but could happen next gen, would be the inclusion of wagons within our camp, such as the hunting wagon and the bounty wagon. Because I think if you were able to have those, you know, sitting by the camp, you know, have them just parked up beside the other trailers in the area, it would be the wagons in the area. It would be beneficial, you know. It'd be nice to have them sitting there. And it means instead of having to call it in every time, if you were in the camp, you walk up to the hunting wagon, and, you know, if they done it in a way in which they made it a static object in the camp, you could have it then be that you just walk over to, you hop in, do you want to take the hunting wagon out? And of course, yes, it does like a little black screen, that way it's not stuck in the tree instead of having to just be a loose object the whole time. Same with the bounty wagon. And tying into that as well, we could also have a way of having extra stable slots that are stored at camp, so that we could have, say, up to 5 horses, you know, tethered around the wee stable area. And that would also be beneficial too, but just little things like that add immersion, I think would be highly beneficial to the game. So moving on from that, the next big thing that I think needs to come into Red Dead Online is outlaw activities that we can all do, both in free roam and as their own missions. As I say, if we were able to finish up the Jessica LeCourt storyline, we could start up a new storyline, going into basically having a mentor that will go through all of the different criminal activities we can take place in. And obviously we have went through missions such as in the London Opportunities, missions which have had a bank robbery within them. But have this be a case where we had, you know, we are introduced to a contact, that contact will have missions, but that contact then comes with us to camp, has his own tent. So this again adds into that immersion of making the camp useful and not just holding out on properties, but, you know, giving actual usage to the camp and beyond what's currently available within it. So we basically go, so we start with this guy, and he talks us through sort of the different ways of making money within the West, if you don't want to go about it the more outlaw way, such as we already do. But, you know, we then go join this outlaw cowboy game to be a wagon delivery man. So this could be a good way of incorporating stuff like, you know, being able to commit theft and robberies from registers and stores and different people within the world, you know, NPCs. Then, you know, going on from that, we go into homestead robberies, such as in the story with Arthur and Hosea taking a wagon for Seamus, the guy at the fence in Emerald Ranch. And, you know, that would be quite beneficial. You know, it'd be pretty cool to do missions like that. So moving on from that, we go on to stuff like that. We go train robberies, like ones you can do in free roam. Whether or not Rockstar could have it, that we could have free roam train robberies or not, it's sort of debatable. But we could definitely, have a mission based around robbing a train and have, some key events play out and, go with the KO Breaker approach of heist design of having it sort of be free flowing and that there we just need to get whatever equipment we need, and then we go pick our spot and how we approach it, whether it's like stopping with an oil wagon, jumping the train, trying to get it before it stops at the next station or what have you. There's different ways we could go about it, which could be cool. And then going on from that, we can go into full-on heists and robberies and such, which would be a good crescendo to moving into then properties thereafter. Once like you've robbed a bank, I'm sure you have enough money for a house now. And yeah, I think that would be a good idea for like the next evolution of Red Dead Online. We've had these roles, we have these decent amounts of content within the game. So now it's just to build on that, build more outlaw stuff into the game, add more roles going forward. And speaking of roles, hopefully we'll have a video out soon on different role ideas that could be implemented into Red Dead Online, and I will hopefully be able to go into each of them in a little bit more detail, which I think would make a pretty cool video series. So if you've enjoyed this video, please remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment if there's something you like or dislike or something I haven't mentioned in this video which could be cool in the next update to the game. And yeah, I'll see you everybody next time. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if there's anything you thought was interesting in this video, or if you just want to say good job. I need it. But anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful day or night or whatever it happens to be, and I'll hope to see you in the next one. Peace.